Hi friends, welcome to another episode of In This Season, where we're all about growing
and glowing in each season.
So today we're going to be going over our highlights. We've had very many episodes so far. First of all, thank you guys so much. So
Cheers
much.
to you guys.
Thank you for all the love you've shown us. Thank you for the support. Thank you to every single one of the hundreds of shares we've gotten. You guys have watched this episode. You've shared with your friends. You've shared with your relatives. You've shared on TikTok.
We went a bit viral on TikTok.
Yeah, so we just wanted to come back and have a sit-down chat with you, our audience, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and just go over our favorite moments from the show so far. You know, shout out our loyal fans. Hi, Masi Kaihura.
Hi, Linda Tina.
Yeah, so Priscilla, what has your favorite moment been from the show so far?
I think for me, it has been just the reception we have received from all of you. I think the fact that many people felt seen, many women felt seen. They felt like our message resonated with them, and I liked the comments that we got on the shows. I think there was one where we were talking about the red flags, and one of someone, I think I can shout her name out because it's internet.
It's a public.
It's a public video. So she's called How Datu Subira Kalanda. She said one of her red flags is the lack of social media content. Like the person, like the guy, like doesn't have anything, like even no memes, nothing. Like for her, that would be like a red flag, and it just really made me realize that we are very different. For someone else, they're like, oh my god, I want my guy to be on socials. Another person's like, I don't even want him to have a social footprint. To breathe, like what is he doing on social media? So I realized that it's very interesting for us to see that women are diverse, that we all have different likes and interests, and just really came through in the comments and in the episode. So thank you so much for engaging with our content. Yeah.
Okay, I think my favorite moment, the most impactful moment for me was our second episode. When we talked about, actually I have two. The second episode where we talk about the those bad relationships and walking away from bad relationships. I loved how that gave a lot of women space to open up about, their own struggles, because previously, a few years ago, around the time when I was going through it, people were not talking about these things, right? And so being able to just share that experience and give a lot of women the chance to open up. If you read the comments, a lot of people were going through it in that particular time. It felt like we were holding their hand. That for me was such an aha moment, like we are in the right place at the right time.
I also think another highlight is just like, when you do content on the internet, in your head, the internet is a thing and your life is a thing, like two different separate entities. And it's just really been nice, like the times I've been home and like people run into you. I remember I was at Kisementi in, I think, Millennium, I don't know, that supermarket there. And then someone saw me and said, are you the lady from In This Season? I was like, yes, I am. In my head, I'm like, oh, okay, wow, we are in your living rooms. You guys recognize us. And then she said, thank you so much for the show. We are watching, we are enjoying the conversations, don't stop. For me, it was very affirming. Because I remember when you said we were a bit scared. You're like, oh my God, people are going to call us desperate. And all of us were single when that idea was being conceptualized. So it's been nice.
It really has. And the fact that we're in a different season now, some of us from, like, I know, I don't know if I shared this in some of the episodes we shot the last time, but the conversations that we've had right from the conception of this idea all through, seeing it through. I met my partner from a conversation that we had, and tips that you shared and whatever. So seeing it play out in real life,
It's been nice because I feel like we have, like that video on TikTok that went viral. I had people who I've not talked to in years send it to me. Is this you? And at first, I was like, wait, what's happening? And I remember calling him like, what's happening? You're going, it's like the video is really being reshared a lot. And for me, it was a testament that we have challenged a conversation, a narrative. Because we had men calling us Muringa Lumonde, Muringe Mbuzi, Senga Bogera Balunji, all kinds of things. And it was nice that we had really stood in our truth and were just sharing our own experiences.
And the thing is, when you pinch a nerve, you know you're doing something right. You know what I mean? If people don't respond to your content,
with some
if
pushback,
you don't spark that emotion, then you need to work a little bit harder.
And I think the emotion was sparked more in men who didn't even want to watch the whole episode. They just watched a small clip and ran away with it. So it was quite interesting. But also it just speaks to how much growth we have as individuals, that we didn't take it, like we didn't run to, like it wasn't even like a thing, you get. I was like, oh, okay, we move.
Okay, so one of the questions that we've been asked a lot since we started is, like when we started the show, we were both single. And since then, the season has changed. So one of the questions we've been asked a lot by people who follow the show is our message going to change? Are we still going to be, in this season? Like, what's the plan now that we're in different seasons of life?
And I think that, as we've always said, the reason why we're here is to just share our lived experiences. So we have been single. I've been single for almost 5 years since I called off my engagement in 2017. So I have lots of experience with being single, but also then we are sharing our lived experience. So we'll still share, like, because I'm getting married, a full wife, but like life is not just about me being Mrs. Someone. So we'll still share our own personal experiences irrespective of where we find ourselves.
Exactly. So this is what I've been sharing in the DMs as well for people who have been asking in the DMs, is when we started, what we wanted to do was, if there was a manuals just make life easy.
Exactly.
Right? If you could just, every time you go, say, onto Google and type in, how do I avoid XYZ?
Do you know I did that?
You take a shortcut.
When I was like, how to deal with calling off an engagement.
Yeah, exactly. So what this is a manual. These are things that we've been through, and someone else might be at the starting point of it. If you've noticed, a big part of our audience, actually our audience is like torn in the middle, where we're between, some people are over 30.
And then we have that 20s,
in the same place we were in a few months ago. And then we have the really little, young ladies
22.
in their 20s trying to figure out life as a new woman.
Exactly.
And so what we set out to do was just to create a manual, a guide for people, so that you don't have to go the long way.
Like, let me tell you, like date smart, date with wisdom. You don't, like if we had...
Some of these things can be avoided.
Most of them, honestly, most of them.
If we had known.
Exactly. And also I think that we bring, what also we are going to bring into our marriage and into this conversation is we are marrying a bit late compared to society's expectations. So most of the marriage content creators got married young, 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm getting married at 35, a few 5 years shy of my 40. So my experience is very different from a girl who's getting married at 26. You're young, you don't have much to, on your plate. At 35, you can speak to certain stuff. So my experience will be very different from someone who got married at 25. So we'll also be sharing those bits of our lives.
So it's all about representation.
Exactly.
Okay, so people sent in a few questions.
Good, we like questions. Thanks for engaging.
That we're going to cover.
That
they wanted to hear. Okay, so the first person asked, okay, we've answered that one. How much do you expect the content to change now that you're both happily loved up?
It will not change in terms of, we'll continue talking about, love. I love love. I love men. I'm heterosexual, helpless, So we'll continue talking about the dynamics and just empowering and, pouring into you guys.
Okay. I would say the same, yes. Content, to be honest, we go with what the feeling is. So our content is from the bottom of our heart. We don't go and come up with things out of the blue. It all very much depends. The reason we called it In This Season is so that it reflects the season, whatever it is. It could be something that we feel is a pressing need at a particular time. It could be something going on in our lives that we think would benefit another woman out there. So let's just be ready that we're going to go with the flow. But what we can promise is that we will remain authentic and it will remain
helpful,
impactful and useful.
Yeah,
yes,
that's true.
Okay, I like this next question that Kimberly asked us. What's your favorite thing about each other?
Oh, so sweet. One thing I like about Zeri is it's the ease with which she's very graceful. And I think like when I used to see you online, you came off quite like very strong, very tough, and and I was like, eh. But then the more we've interacted and just work together, there is just an ease about you and a grace. You really do extend grace, and I am all about people who extend grace to each other. So, and I think that's one of the things I like the most about you. Like, there's times like if it had been someone else, they would have thrown me out like long time ago. By the way, you guys, like, she'll text me and I'll see it and make a mental note to respond, and I respond like after 10 hours. Yeah. And she'll be like, oh, babe, this is really urgent. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. No. So, but it's just, you've not snapped. It's not like you don't have boundaries, but you are gracious even when you're putting forward something. Yeah.
I would say that my favorite thing about you is two things. First of all, your maturity. I just love you have a refreshing, chilled view on life. Yeah. Like, you're just so mature and so... so I love it so much.
We need to do this more of a you guys, it feels nice to be affirmed.
Yeah. And, you're also quite gracious as well. It's easily the easiest partnership I have ever been in. Me too. There's no back and forth. There's no eggshells. We literally just go.
Exactly. There's no eggshells. Like 1 hour, 2 hours that I think. Yeah. It's just, and honestly, that is something that I was so grateful. And I think when I said yes to the partnership, I was like, God, this better be easy, because if it wasn't, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I get it. So it's just been like, I know, like when we plan for our shoot days, like this particular one, we literally planned it
3 days
in a few. Yeah, it was just to this time, good, and we go. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's been really, really easy. Another thing is, I think it goes back to the maturity, is how there's some conversations we have that I think if someone listened to them, they would just be like... Like, I got messages, people asking me why I wasn't at your Kwanjula.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh,
people
really?
were concerned. They were like, but I thought you guys are friends. Why were you not at Priscilla's Kwanjula? We didn't see you in the pictures. Another person told me you didn't post your friend's Kwanjula. And I was like, I think that sometimes people really first of all, we have a thing against female friendship generally, and then we also just generally try to fit in molds.
Exactly.
And something that looks different, is weird. Yeah. Are they beefing?
Yeah, exactly.
Are they secretly beefing?
And they might not even think about it. I'm like, oh, Zeri, it's very small. Do you want to come? Like, I know, pick between the two, which one is better. We move. Yeah. And
I was like, I think it would be like we should share the conversation that we had. So we literally, Priscilla asked me, do you want to come for the Kwanjula? Like, Kwanjula wedding, which one? Because, and I was like, no, not Kwanjula. Exactly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like Kwanjula, you're coming alone. There's no +1. Wedding, you come with a +1. And I think that and that's why I said I like the grace, because I didn't even have to think twice about it. Yeah. It was like, oh, she'll understand, But there's people in your life where you're like, oh, eggshells.
Drama.
So no, thank you for that. I do appreciate.
Okay, so we're going to go to the next question. Do you want to ask the next question?
You see, you guys see my phone. Okay, there's the other one. What do you enjoy the most about doing this project? This was from the other account. Meanwhile, we like the other account.
We love you, Vanessa. We love you. We love your content. You just make us laugh. But anyway, my favorite thing about doing this project is helping other people, being that voice, because I know there was a time when I needed this voice, I needed this content, and it wasn't there. There was literally there were a few things here and there, random blogs in the US or whatever, and not all of them were completely relatable because of the different, different settings, different contexts. Yes. Yeah. So the fact every time we meet people and they say, oh, when you said this and this, I felt seen. When you said this and this and this, or this episode helped me through this and this and this. Yeah. That is my why. What about you?
I think for me, you've said, I think it's impact. I've found people coming to my DMs and saying, oh, you're like a big sister. And, when I set out to be online, it was just for vibes and inshallah, really, But then as I have just leaned heavily into this space, I realized these conversations we really must have. And I'm so happy that this platform provides us that. For me, I think it's been impact. People feeling seen, women feeling, like the women who came to me after I announced my engagement and the Kwanjuli, they were like, oh my God, it's possible.
You've given us hope.
You've given us hope. You don't have to settle. And I'm like, do you know you don't have to? If you met my man, he is like kind, amazing, and you don't have to go with just any riffraff because that biological clock, because time.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. And when I get pregnant at 36 or 37, it will be another sort of like defying the odds you get. So for me, it's just really been speaking hope into people, which has really been nice.
I also feel like, generally speaking, women's issues have been swept under the rug for so long. And we're just tired of the secret.
Exactly.
There's no new thing under the sun.
Exactly.
All of these things, like you talk about it and at first everyone's like, and then it's happening everywhere. People have experienced it, like there's nothing new under the sun.
Nothing.
So it's nice that women are now finally just finding their voices and speaking up about a lot of these things.
Then the other one is from Drusilla. I think just an affirmation. She's saying, much hope you bring to us. We are glad to learn from you guys, and hopefully we shall be there too. Then she goes on to say that your past lives, the present, and even the future, to many of us young girls, you have no idea how much hope I think you bring to us all towards continuation. So she just wants to appreciate you. She appreciates both of us for taking the bold steps, and sharing these aspects. So.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you, Drusilla. We appreciate you. We appreciate the affirmation.
Exactly.
Okay, somebody else asked, how and when did you and Priscilla meet?
That's a good question. I remember I slid into your DM.
Yes, you did.
Yes. And one thing about me is, if you know me, like I'm not afraid to shoot my shot. I slid into Zeri's DM, I think after I had seen one of your YouTube videos. I stumbled on you by accident on YouTube. And in that YouTube, you had, I think, shared something about an event you were doing, like an eating thing. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I so would like to do this in Uganda. So I think I slid in with like a very long paragraph.
And you asked me, you specifically asked me, if I would consider having like a wine and cheese tasting, and I told you I've already done that before, but every now and then I throw events and blah blah blah. And then you came to, I hosted the Women's Day brunch.
Yes, at Urban Chevrolet.
Yeah, that was 2022. No.
It was before that. It was during COVID, because I remember I was working from home. It must have been 2021,
maybe
2020. Because 2021 I was in Senegal, maybe around in 2021 around there. I don't know.
Yeah, so you came to the Women's Day event that I hosted, and that was the first time we met.
Yeah, it was the first time we met. So I literally just shot my shot, and I came to her with an idea of something I thought she would actually do. Imagine my audacity.
Yeah.
And then when we met, we stayed back after everyone left.
Yes, and we just chatted.
Yeah, we just chatted and chilled, and the rest has been history.
Yeah.
How are you, Zeri? They were asking you. How are you?
I'm good. Look, I am good. I am in a very good space. I really have no complaints. Life is being really, really good to me.
Yeah, and you're glowing.
I am living in my purpose.
We all know why. We all know why. The welcoming committee is doing the thing.
Pay him. Okay, so another one says, how did you deal with excessive level loneliness? I am 34 and single.
Yeah, wow. And I got this question also from someone recently. And I think what I said was, loneliness is a feeling, and it can be felt at any point in life. You can be married and still feel lonely. You can still be in a relationship and still feel lonely. So I think for me, it's just recognize that it's a state. It's a feeling. It's a momentary feeling. It will go. Feel it. Reach out to community, reach out to your friends, your parents, whomever you have, your online community, whatever, reach out, but don't let that loneliness make you make a decision that is going to impact the rest of your life, because it's just a state. Feelings are fickle. Today you're feeling lonely, tomorrow you're going to be feeling like, oh my God, the world is the best, I'm all, so deal with it, but it's not based on your 34 or being single.
Yeah, you can be lonely at any
point in life. Yeah,
partnered or single.
Exactly.
Also, there's an episode that we did about cultivating intimacy as a single person.
Yeah,
I'd recommend you go watch that, because we shared a lot of helpful tips on how to pour into yourself and Okay, somebody else asked, what are our favorite sex positions?
Ooh, you guys are coming in spicy. Okay, go first.
So, first things first. Yeah. I mean, this was who? One. Okay, I won't say her handle.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I do not have the permission to share. I think that's information that only Mr. Man should have.
No, but it is your favorite position.
What I will say is my personal favorite position depends on the mood that I'm in.
Okay.
You know, sometimes, you know, you're in the mood for like slow, you know, and sometimes you want it different.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Under 18. I'm sure all of us are above 18.
Yeah, all that to say that it's, you know,
it's very dependent.
Private. Yeah, but it depends.
Yeah, that's
it depends.
True.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I would be happy to share if
let her come to your DM.
No, I would be happy to share if I had sex alone. But that's not a thing. So I need the Mister's permission to tell you what I am enjoying at the moment.
That's good. Well, the rest of us are as amateur as it comes. So for me, I think you can say, what is the best position for amateurs? Is it like missionary?
Yeah.
Like that beginner sex position?
Yeah, first you missionary, and then you
can
get comfortable with it, and then...
Yeah, so for now,
you can go to panty peg style.
Panty peg? Yo, guys, I really need some lessons. Is there like sex therapists in Kampala?
Yes, actually. Sharifa. Sharifa.
Let's
fix it counseling. That's sex therapy.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, for me, I think you can just say the best beginner one.
Yeah, missionary.
Babe, I'm sorry.
Okay. So, is there anyone in particular, as we wrap up, is there anyone in particular that you'd like to shout out? Any comments that have stuck out for you?
Yes. I have some comments. So from our video on sex, the last one that closed. Yeah. You guys really enjoyed, like 3.4K already. Like wow. Anyway, I want to shout out Linda Tina. She was quite very honest and very vulnerable. She's talked about like when she was younger, wanted to get married a virgin, mostly for religious reasons than anything else. Yeah. Then things happened, no pressure or anything, no regrets, knowing what I know. I support exploring that part of the relationship before marriage, especially if it's that much important to you. Some people could care less about sexual intimacy. That being said, sex is also a learning curve, and it also evolves a lot as you go along. So your first experiences with someone don't necessarily guarantee what your sex life is going to look like.
Yeah, absolutely.
It all starts mentally anyway. So I really liked her honesty, but also the fact that
depth.
Yes,
she thought about it and she really shared.
Yeah,
it was a useful comment for
very useful for someone who's considered. Because I get this. Oh my God, I'm at this age. Should I not? Like it's a very personal decision for you to make. But I like that she gives for someone who's thinking about it or who's scared. Oh, I want to enjoy sex, whatever. Like, you know what? It evolves as you grow and learn and grow with each other. So I really liked that comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to shout out Masi Kaihura. She comes she's always the first person to watch all of our videos.
Oh, thanks, Masi.
Even before she watches, she comes and leaves a comment, first one here, and then she usually goes back and posts another video now after watching the video. So we really, really, really appreciate your support, Masi. We're so happy that you're part of our community, and everybody else who comes back and watches our videos week after week. People who share with our friends, people who leave us a comment, people who come to our DMs and share feedback, people who meet us in real life and let us know that, you know, how you like our content and whatever. You guys are our why.
Exactly, you're our why, and we don't take our community for granted.
Yeah. And to our TikTok people.
We are coming back hot.
Our TikTok people.
Watch the full videos.
We love you so much. We really, really love you. Even when you call us Lumonde. Even when you... like, honestly, TikTok is life.
The one who said, Mbuzi, I died. I'm like, how can like Mbuzi and beautiful girls like us compare? Like, wow. But
there's the one who said that, anyway, we love you. Basically, you keep us going, you make us laugh, you share, you know, we love it. We love it all.
Yeah.
So we're going to leave it here. Please keep engaging with our content. Keep on sharing with a friend. Feel free to send us suggestions for who you'd like to see on the show, what you'd like to hear. Don't be shy.
Yeah, our DMs are open, so it was lovely.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
See you next week, and as always,
like, subscribe, and comment, and also tambuza video.
Tambuza.
Katambi.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.